For the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation Podcast. With 40 years of playing PlayStation and 10 plus years in that games make blind. I want to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, come and check out our socials. Facebook is back, baby.
It is!
There's also Instagram, Discord, Twitter, all of those fun things. Hit us up. All those links can be found in the description below.
If you want to join the conversation as it happens, it broke me for a second. I'm like, I didn't say the right words. If you want to join the conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/PopCulturists, where you can watch us record this show live, where you can jump in the chat and become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Telling your friends, telling your family about this PlayStation Pod. If you are listening on podcast services, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you watch us on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. If you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/PopCulturists, as well as our merchandise store, PopCulturists.com/shop, where you can buy shirts, other sorted shit with our logos on it. It's really cold in this house. It's really cold in your house. I have this really cool feature where my house has no insulation outside of my lounge room. So every room sucks. Standing in my kitchen, I go, I get perspiration breath in my kitchen as if I'm standing in like the Arctic. It's real fucking weird. I don't think your house is quite that bad, Max. No.
Not quite that bad.
Not quite that bad. So for those playing along on the YouTubes, we are sitting here in our hoodies. I'm rocking this awesome little chibi Marvel hoodie that I got for Father's Day off my kid. And you're wearing Slytherin because you're an evil piece of butt. Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah. So we're sitting here getting toasty, and this makes me just wonder once again. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I did mention in the show, I was like, hey, we should probably talk to Udi about getting some PlayStation ones. I forgot to share it anywhere. So here's our shout out again. Hey, Udi, we're a PlayStation podcast. It's really cold in our house. We like wearing our hoodies. Any chance you can get some PlayStation ones? Get some sacred symbols up on here, like triangles, circles, X's, and squares. It's ideal. It's really cold in this house. My house is currently 8 degrees. 8 degrees inside my house. Horrible. But yeah, hoodies. Lifesavers. I have slept many evenings in this hoodie in this house, like I'm camping in the woods in this hoodie. It's insane. But like I said, my house is shit. It's old. It's cold. It's crap. But you, Max, you've got yourself a new house coming.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
How goes the house?
Oh, what a clusterfuck this weekend has been. So, a couple of weeks ago, we did our final walkthrough, and they gave us a set date of when key handover was going to be, and then handed us the final bill. I'm like, cool. So key handover is this coming Friday, the 12th. Cool. Awesome. So we shoot all our stuff off to the broker. We're like, sign all the documents. We're like, hey, we're ready to go. Pay the bill. And he's like, yeah, no worries. The bank is just going to go out to the house and evaluate it one last time before they pay the bill. Well, I get a phone call at 10 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning. Yeah, the bank has deemed your house incomplete and they refuse to pay the bill.
Okay.
I'm like, what's left? And they're like, well, the painting hasn't been finished yet. And you've got no landscaping done. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, to still make your Friday date of key handover, you have to re-sign all the paperwork and get it back to me by Tuesday at the latest, so I can put a rush through to get the bank to go back out and reevaluate it before Thursday for them to pay the bill before Friday. I'm like, cool. So I've had 2 hours sleep because I work night shifts. I've just gotten home. I'm sick as well. I've been sick all week. I get up. Ring the site manager, fucking put him on blast. I'm so angry because this was supposed to be done like 2 weeks ago after we did our walkthrough. And he's like, the landscapers and the painters are on site now. It'll be done.
Send me photos, you shit.
It's gonna be done today. I'm like, cool.
Is it done?
Bring my broker back. He's like, go out and have a look. Or like, I'm going to. So Saturday morning we went out there. the painting's done.
Yay!
The painting's the big one. The landscaping's kind of sort of done. So, and this is where it gets fucking crazy because
it's been perfectly normal up until this moment.
Because the broker's like, they're not going to pay it unless the front and rear landscaping's done. Like, well, that's going to be a problem because the front landscaping's already been paid for as part of the land package through our estate, and they won't do it until we've moved in. And he's like, that may be a problem. Can you try and organize it now? So I've got a person coming down on Monday from Melbourne to look at my front yard to see what they can fit in, and then they're going to be hopefully in within a week or two to do it. But when I rocked up Saturday morning, the builders have just taken it upon themselves to just do my front lawn.
Okay.
So they've landscaped the majority of the front of the house, and the majority of the back of the house is done. All the garden beds are in, the trees are planted. All that's left is for them to lay the turf.
Yeah.
Which will be done Monday, because I ragged my...
That's good though, right?
Yeah. So, in a way, yes. But now I'm an asshole because I've got someone coming down from Melbourne to fucking do a site evaluation for me to do my front landscaping, and then going to get there and be like, it's already fucking done. Why am I here?
Are you going to shoot him a message, let him know?
No, because I kind of want them to do it because what the builders have done kind of looks like asshole.
Well, just go pull it up. Just go tomorrow, middle of the night, just dig it all up.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there until the bank comes and does its evaluation, and then I'm going to go rip it up and get them other guys to come through and do it. Yeah,
smart.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll still make key handover on Friday, which is cool. Because I want to move into my new house. The other thing is, if it's delayed by too much, like if we're not happy with whatever or the bank's not happy, we've got to be out of this place by the 20th.
Like, no question, you've got to be out.
Yeah, well, we've given notice. Like, that's it. Our last day is the 20th. Like, we've got to be out.
Oh, no.
So, like...
Well, then, in that case, shouldn't the builders be, like, responsible? You can be like, well, you told me it'd be this date. We've given notice. Put us in a hotel.
Yeah. But where are we going to put all our shit?
On the front lawn. So you just pulled up.
I'm booking end of lease cleans and trying to organize truck hire to hire a moving truck to move all my shit.
Is there any chance you can put the stuff in the house?
No, because I can't get the keys until they pay.
Drats.
It's that weird line in the sand.
And you have obviously substantial stuff.
Substantial stuff.
So yeah, I couldn't put it in my back room or anything.
Fun times. So watch this space closely because I may not be here next weekend.
Wow. Look, it's a weird one. And like, hey, and then
my Friday sucked because I was still sick. Like I'd been sick from Tuesday. I got like an hour and a half to 2 hours of sleep, and I was just not in the mood to deal with this bullshit.
Understandable. Sounds horrible.
So everything seems to be sorted. So yeah, hopefully everything's good.
Oof. Yeah. What a roller coaster of emotions.
Oh mate, how's your weekend been?
Look, my week is okay. As I discussed a couple of weeks ago, or over the last couple of weeks, I've been made redundant in my current job. So I've been doing the rounds, doing some interviewing. Things gone pretty well. I have got through second interviews for a couple of jobs. I have been offered one. I'm probably going to take it. I'm sort of having some negotiations at the moment to see whether I can get a little bit more cash. Mostly because it's like $8,000 less a year than what I get now. So obviously I'm not going to be like, well, give me exactly what I get. It's like, hey, is it in room for negotiation? Can I like bump it up a little bit? And I'll wait to hear back from that. But yeah, it's not in the same industry that I work in now. It's similar, but not quite the same, which sucks. But I can still use all the skills that I've gained in my time in my current industry, which I'm really appreciative of. If anything, I'll be able to use it almost in a different way, which is very cool. I won't say anything until like I've signed the contract or whatever. It just feels right. But I'll have to start processing my redundancy, which is scary but exciting because I looked into it and I'm gonna get like 8 weeks worth of pay, plus all my out leave and stuff because I don't take leave. I have a big hunk of it piled up, which is nice. Yeah, so it should be okay. Should be okay. Like, mind you, I was admittedly never like super worried through all this redundancy. In that, I was like, oh, well, that sucks. Well, what do I got to do to fix it? Was essentially my thought process through all of this, which is really interesting, seeing as my default response normally is emotional dysregulation. But here I'm like, oh, I can make this work, which has been great. So, yeah, hopefully I can get some shit sorted. Everything comes out okay. That's what I'm hoping. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But other than that, not really a whole lot's going down. Life is life. I watched some wrestling today. That was pretty cool. I was having a chat to MGB, one of our regulars in our Twitch chat. We were chatting throughout the day whilst we were watching the wrestling. So that was pretty fun. I watched that with Craig. Other than that, like apart from my PC really slowing down right now and giving me fucking hitchy as shit camera feeds, it's not too bad. But if anything, the performance that my computer is currently delivering is very similar to that of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So there's your transition. I've been playing more Jedi Survivor this week in the section we call What Have We Been Playing? So that was pretty fun. Game is still great. I'm a lot further in now than I was before. Still not super long. But it's really fun. Even though I get constant screen tearing, I can see the frame rate just shitting itself constantly. It's still a lot of fun to play. I'm having a damn good time with it. Have you been playing with it?
Yeah, I played a little bit more. Still not very far into it. I'm still on the second planet, doing my things. I spent way too long being a moron on one of the puzzles in one of the hidden Jedi cache things.
Oh yeah.
I spent way too long just being an absolute fuckwit.
What was the trouble that you were having? Just couldn't see the path?
So no, I could see the path, but I'm like, so I instantly found the solution and went, nah, it's not gonna work. It's too far away.
Is this the ball pulling and pushing?
Yep. Where you make the bridges to cross the gap.
Yep.
Yeah. So instantly, I'm like, oh, I've clearly got to get the ball that's down at point A up to point C. Easy done. And then I'm like, but it's too far away. I can't reach it from where I need to reach it from. So I'm just gonna start fucking lobbing the balls across and see if I could just force push them across. Spent like 20 minutes doing that, and then went, maybe I should just try and see if I can grab it from where I think is the correct. And then it just works. I was like, son of a bitch. So, my own stupidity and trying to overcomplicate things just, ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I went full like Breath of the Wild. Like I can totally work this out using the tools at hand, and then just made it way more complicated than it needed to be.
Yeah, no, that puzzle was quite fun, but like I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So like you end up catching up with Grease, who's one of the characters from the first game. You bump into him again. No, it's not real major spoilers. And you start building this saloon in this one planet, which I think what's it called?
Keto.
Koba. No, Keto is
Koba.
Koba.
Isn't it Kedoh? Keto.
Right. I'm gonna call it Kerry. So you're on Kerry.
I'm gonna look.
Kobo.
I think
it's Kobo.
I was only playing it like 3 hours ago.
Yeah, me too. Like, I was playing it earlier this morning, and it doesn't. But either way, there's a saloon in there, and you're hanging out with Grease, and like
it's totally Kobo.
Yeah, we got there in the end. But yeah, it's great. So like you sort of start, as you meet people, they come and they want to. You're like, oh, I don't know where to go. You're like, well, why don't you fucking hang out at this place? And they go, oh, that place is a shithole. Like, it totally is. And then they go there anyway. So that's been fun. I too got stuck in like one area as I was exploring. And then I was like, I feel I shouldn't be here right now. Or I feel that there's something that I don't have right now. Like whether it be the blaster or something, because I can see there's a thing. I got to shoot that or break that. I throw the lightsaber. It's not quite far enough. I think I need a blaster. I guess I'll come back to later.
Do you know there's a really easy way to tell?
How?
If you open your map and it's red, you can't go there.
Well, there's like a door.
Yeah.
No, like I'm in an area that like it's like, oh, the elevator's busted. Like I did this zip line up there, and I'm like, it's like, yeah, the elevator's busted.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. up in the foresty sort of area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty that's been fun. But yeah, no, the gameplay is great. I just had this big ass lightsaber battle with this dude. Obviously no major spoilers there, but that was fun. Like the lightsaber fighting feels really like good, clean, and responsive. Like it doesn't feel like you're just like kind of it does, like you are like just flailing at each other, but it doesn't have that sense of flailing at each other like if you think about the old Jedi Knight games where it's just this and maybe you'll hit them, maybe you won't. Where here it's like, there is that like sense of, matching stances or matching strikes and then having that bounce and, especially when you have to take into account the like the parry or the shield or defense or whatever. It is pretty cool. But yeah, I am still having quite noticeable performance issues. Even though there has been one patch, maybe two patches that have been put in, I'm still having a horrendous time. Absolutely horrendous time. I dropped down to performance mode and it felt worse somehow. So I've just kept it on.
You weren't fucking playing in performance
mode
to begin with?
Resolution mode. I've been using performance mode. And I moved it into resolution mode and it felt substantially worse somehow. And I was like, gross. Like I'd much rather deal with the frame rate fluctuations than like it being 30 and then just dropping to less than, because it just feels sharp, like a much more staggering like decrease. There's a downside though, according to Digital Foundry. It runs at 720p in performance mode, but with upscaling. So that's a thing. It's a not very nice thing. That's a bum. But look, overall, like I said, admittedly, I am still enjoying myself because it's good Star Wars, and with it being May the 4th this week, it did have a bit of fun to play some Star Wars on May the 4th and get a bit of Star Warsy. But yeah, that was pretty good. What else I've been playing? Not much. Oh, the only other thing I've been playing is like, because my kid and I, we've been playing Garfield's Furious Kart Racing or Furious Racing. It was like $3. And he likes racing games. Like, yeah, for $3, we'll buy it. It was on sale this week. Easy done. Cool. Pew, 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 pew. It sucks.
Do you not own Mario Kart?
He doesn't have we only have one Switch. It's at my house. And I can't use it because the dock is with you.
No, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about. Have you not been playing it while he's at your house, or are you playing it
We're playing online because he's at his mum's.
Well, that makes way more sense then.
Yeah, so we play it online together.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because he also picked up Sonic Racing for home because he loves Sonic.
What did you buy, like a good racer, like Crash Team Racing? Crash Team Racing's mint.
Yeah, but we based it
filled with microtransactions. Yes, but great.
But we picked IP that I knew he would get a kick out of. It's like I know he loves Sonic. That was an easy one. Yeah, that's pretty much
fair enough.
It.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the plan. Just as an IP that he can resonate with, sick, easy, done. But yeah, like that's been fun. There's 4 different circuits. There's like the lasagna circuit and the pizza circuit and the burger circuit and the ice cream circuit. Be playing as normal. Normal fucking goes. Just saying. My son keeps picking Odie. Yeah, game's fine. What are you up to?
Final Fantasy 6.
Oh, wait, have you already up to 6?
No, I'm not already up to 6.
Oh,
6.
you shit.
To 6. I've done 1 and parts of 2 and 3, and then I'm just like, I just want to play 6. So I jumped to 6.
That's true. You are playing. You can make the call.
That game holds up so well, and all I want now is a Final Fantasy VI remake akin to that of the Final Fantasy VII remake. I want this in like its full 3D glory.
Okay.
Because the cast of characters in 6 are so good. So good.
Couldn't say I haven't played it.
It deserves it. It totally deserves it. Way more than 9. Fuck you, Patch.
Oh, well, tell me about 6. Why? Like, what's the story? Why is it so rad?
So 6 takes you follow the story of Terra. Yeah. And she's on the run.
Peter.
She's on the run from the evil army who are, classic fantasy niche of, bad guys willing to take over the world. So she's on the run and she's being sheltered by a neighboring country, region, monarch type thing. And you're going on. She's like, she's one of those rare magic users that's, both feared and revered. So yeah, it's cool. I'm very early in. I only just started playing it yesterday, so I'm slowly getting there. And then obviously, the game I'm currently married to is DMZ.
Still,
yeah. We now play with a squad of 6, so we just 2 squads of 3. We both. It's super easy. You just fucking search at the same time, and then you're like, I spawned here, and they're like, oh, I spawned over there, and you get in the car, meet halfway, super squad up, fuck shit up.
So there's that of a high of a chance that you'll.
It is that easy. It might take 2 or 3 goes to like queue up, but most of the time, if you're in the same ping region, it's easy. And like half of us are on PC, half of us are on console, and it still works. No dramas.
There you go.
It's real good. Okay. New DMZ map coming in 3 days. Super keen.
Such a DMZ dork.
Oh man, I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. DMZ has completely renewed my love of Call of Duty. Yeah, it's so much fun.
I actively contemplated like deleting it yesterday. It's been so long since I've played it, and like I just go in and I haven't had the same level of fun. I really haven't.
No, that's fair. The players have gotten so much better than what we're used to. I don't know if we're getting worse or if other people are getting better, but our average squad kill count has gotten a little bit lower than it usually is the last couple.
Yeah, but
of
it used to be almost triple digits somehow, and then now it's like slightly less.
It's usually like high 20s, and now it's like low 20s.
You suck.
Yeah,
but
it's been good fun. Oh, and I've also dabbled in more of Dead Island 2.
Oh, it's still same thoughts and changes?
Yeah, it's still same thoughts. I'm not far enough in for it to have completely blown my skirt up yet, but
nice.
It's still solid.
I did do something that you will tickle your front area a little bit.
Doubt it.
It's been a while. I don't feel much down there.
Doubt it.
So
what did you do? Did you go get chicken and waffles?
No, because that would make your front area angry, and I don't want to make it angry. So my current workplace, a lot of the staff are coming together, and there's a good little thing at the moment. Nope, not connected to the front area. Let me finish. And they've been playing some games together. Not sex games, Max. Regular games.
Yeah.
And that game in particular has been Destiny 2.
Oh, I've fallen off Destiny so
they've all been coming together and playing Destiny 2 together. And they're like, hey, why don't you join us? Like, because previously I didn't, because like for me, I just, I have this like weird line about like I try my best to limit like my socializing with staff members, especially when I'm their manager. It's a line that I have to draw to be a better manager.
Don't shit where you eat.
Kind of. So it's like, well, seeing as I won't be your boss for much longer, sure. So I downloaded Destiny 2 after having to make a fuck ton of room. Jesus Christ. I haven't bought any expansions or anything. I just downloaded the base game. I haven't jumped in on it yet, but it remembered my old character, which was cool.
What power level is your
1400?
1400. That's not bad, considering, I guess.
Well, I gave it a good run when it launched.
Yeah,
and then I got distracted and sort of wandered off, and then I presumably got boosted under all the DLC, under all the expansions. I'm debating whether I just make a new character because I don't remember dick about this character. But like I say that like how much time I'm going to put into it? Probably not much. Like I love the idea of playing multiplayer, and then I just don't because I like playing by myself. That one is a sex thing. Pardon me. Oh, that was sitting there for so long. Reverend Puck in the chat says, "One of us." And then he goes, "Honestly, it's for the best to make a new one." I did think that, Especially because it's like I haven't played since launch, right? So I imagine quite a lot has changed, and like I don't remember the character in any way. Would I be at much of a disadvantage if I make a new one? Sweet.
Not really.
Yeah, like it just seems like real tight. Like obviously it's tight first-person shooting. It's PVE, which gives me interaction because that's so much nicer than PvP. It's something I can do, which would be cool. And as it's getting cold as balls, the one room in my house that's warm is my lounge room. So I was like, well, if I play some multiplayer, that means I can hang out in my lounge room more, which means I can be near my heater more. Success! Yeah, MGB in the chat mentions it is hard, multiplayer is a hard thing to get into. I mean, it's hard to get into for us introverted people. Well, I'm extroverted as fuck, so like I'm pretty covered. I don't know, Max. Where do you think you fit? You're probably more introverted.
If I prefer playing multiplayer games or
no, are you more introverted or extroverted?
Depends on the occasion. Depends on who I'm going to be around, I guess.
See, it's weird.
If I'm with my own kind, it's fine.
Yeah, like because I'm quite extroverted in that. Like
I can play both fields.
Oh, hot. Yeah. See, I'm a weird extrovert in that I like being at home. I love being in my own space, but like I'd much rather be home than out and about. But I love having people around. I love being around people because I get a lot of my energy from other people, not in like a succubusy sort of way, but in like a it's just having that energy around me is what keeps me lifted.
See, if I'm out, I like being around people, but if I'm home, leave me alone. I'm in my space, then I want to be in my space. If I'm out in the wild, cool. The more the merrier.
Interesting. But yeah, I just don't like playing multiplayer games because I am incredibly unreliable. And I'm bad. Like, it's all on me. I'm very aware. Like, my skill set's poor. My reliability is poor. Like, hey, let's go play. I'm like, nah. Or I'm like, oh, I'm doing something else.
You mean like me 2 weeks ago? It's like, hey, we should check out the multiplayer of Dead Island 2. And you're like, I'm keen tonight. I'm like, I'm keen tonight. And then the next morning, I'm like, hey.
But both of us failed. Like, that was both of us. It really was. Like, we both failed on that side. Anyway, let's get.
Oh, actually, I did play one more thing this week that I probably forgot to mention. I played Redfall, and by play, I mean I attempted to play Redfall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on PC.
Because this has been a whole thing.
Shit, that ran like garbage. I enjoyed my time with it, but it was rough.
Yeah.
Did not run well on my PC.
Did it run better than Last of Us?
I mean, it ran, so
technically, yes.
I technically have to say yes.
Yeah. Well, actually, it booted up where Last of Us didn't.
It didn't crash. So yes.
Oh, there you go. The game doesn't look very good.
The Last of Us just got a 30 gig patch, so hopefully that fixed a lot of things.
Jesus Christ. Absolutely Jesus Christ. But anyway, let's get in the section we call Inform the Players. We tell you about what happened this week in the PlayStations.
Cool. I'm going to throw this a little bit out of whack here, Ryan. And
what?
I want to talk about the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I know I didn't list this first, but whatever. So, as we know, Naughty Dog was already an award-winning studio.
It was.
In fact, but Sony's shiniest first-party studio has another feather to put in its proverbial cap. The Last of Us has officially been inducted into the World Video Game Hall of Fame. Previous titles honored have included Age of Empires, Angry Birds, and Call of Duty 4. Other titles in the class of 2023 includes 1971's Computer Space, 1996's Barbie Fashion Designer.
I'm pretty sure I played that Barbie Fashion Designer. Hang on.
And 2006's Wii Sports. That's what The Last of Us has been put into the Hall of Fame with. Barbie's fucking fashion designer.
Oh, hang on. Barbie's fashion designer. Now, I say this because I'm fucking positive I played this. I did! My sister had this. We had this in Barbie's Magical Dream House. Oh my god. Why did this make the list?
Now,
I'm aware that I'm focusing on the wrong part, but why?
But are you though? Like, look at the things that were inducted along with The Last of Us. Do you think that this sullies the nomination a little bit, or not the nomination, the award?
Yeah,
It's like, look at this garbage that I've been put with.
Yeah, it's like, congratulations.
The likes of Angry Bird and Barbie's fashion design.
Look, Angry Birds was a legit phenomenon. I can't argue that. Age of Empires, everyone got it in their Nutri-Grain. Absolute fucking stellar game. Call of Duty 4 reinvented the first-person shooter. Wii Sports, everyone, including your nan, has played it at some point. Win. Barbie fashion designer. Why the fuck is that on the list? I don't know what 1971's Computer Space is, but it's a video game. So like, computer games. That one's got computer in the name. Bing. Look, if anything, it clearly goes, The Last of Us. Gap. Wii Sports. Gap. Computer Space, I guess. And then fashion designer. It's like... It's not as if there's this moratorium on time, right? Because we've got 70s, 90s, and 2006. Like, it's great for The Last of Us, but it's just like, hey, you're the better of the shit ones. But yeah, it's only because Last of Us is in a completely different league, comparatively, I would argue.
Yeah.
God damn. But it is well deserved. That game is incredible. It's created an incredible television series, and now they get to do some sweet cross promotion. Oh, Hall of Fame video
based on the game in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Barbie fashion designer coming to Peacock. Speaking of, did you watch the Gran Turismo trailer this week?
Yeah, it was alright.
It looks fucking cool. It looks so much better than Twisted Metal. Like,
when I say it's no Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. Look, all right. So, because we have a relationship with Universal Pictures from back when we used to cover movies, and I still get emails to their their premiere screenings and stuff. And I normally just kind of ignore it, but we got one to Fast 10. I was like, oh shit! So Craig has never seen a single. He has never seen.
I'm super keen for Fast 10.
Look, if Craig pulls out, then deal. Because, he's never seen any of them. And, let's watch all 9. We've watched 3 so far. And he goes, they have released in the quality order. Because, 1 is good, 2 is fine, 3 is fucking poo.
Are you watching them in numbered order or chronological
No,
order?
in release order.
In release order.
Yep. So I haven't even touched upon how technically this is a prequel or something. I haven't talked about how Tokyo Drift's and then everything happens from here out, and it's... No, other way.
Yeah.
The timeline's all hot mess. I haven't explained to him how the timeline is poo. So he's in for a treat. But it's been a blast because those show, the first one, really cool. Second one, there's the hints of what it becomes. Third one is more hints, but also really bad because none of the characters are appealing at all. Just nothing. 4 should be interesting. Why did I get in there? Oh yeah, because GT. Yeah, the GT trailer looks pretty cool. Except I'm pretty sure, even though it's based on a true event, if you watch that trailer, it just tells you everything, front to back. He goes, "Hey, it's games and this and that," and then he wins.
It's like a DC. It's a DC trailer.
Oh man, it's all bad.
I don't think I have to see the Flash because I'm pretty sure I've seen the whole thing in the trailers.
Yeah, I'm still. We'll check it out. Look, if something happens to Craig,
hit me up. If something happens to Craig,
I say that as in very ominously, suddenly might just jack up my friend.
Or I might.
Yes.
Hey Craig, how you doing? Yeah, I'll do it.
Sock him right in the jaw. All right, let's get
wrench.
Yeah. Ooh.
Go full Fast and Furious.
Tie iron. Get the tie iron. Crimson, the audio episode. Yes, it is the audio episode because both our houses are cold, and we want to get some sponsorship action going on. Because the Manscaped, which I'm also wearing the shirt for, by the way. Nothing ever came of that. So let's talk to the Woody. All right, let's talk about some upgrades. So, PS5 Pros, Max. So, news of the impending PlayStation hardware being this PS5 Pro, has been percolating for a while, and while the ever most reliable Tom Henderson has been indicating that Sony has multiple projects in the works, the prospect of a PS5 Pro launching in 2024 allegedly seems the most exciting. Henderson has doubled down, even committing to a broad release timeline, which is not something you do off the back of a single source. Considering his track record and the unequivocal language, good use of unequivocal there, Max, like, quote, Insider Gaming can report with 100% degree of certainty that the PlayStation 5 Pro is currently in development, end quote. While specifics remain relatively sparse, Insider Gaming expects the PS5 Pro to release in Q4 2024. Makes sense. Furthermore, they understand that dev kits will be sent to first-party developers like Naughty Dog and Insomniac within the coming months. So that's a lot of time. With third-party devs receiving them by year's end. Max!
Remember how Sony said they weren't going to do a fucking Pro this generation?
No,
remember
remember
that being a thing?
But they also said they believe in console generations, and that was a thing.
So,
would you?
No, I didn't buy a PS4 Pro.
You have to finish fucking sentence.
I know where this is going. I didn't buy a PS4 Pro. I'm not buying a fucking PS5 Pro. They can fucking
no,
not doing it. Look, because I like my OG. I'm loyal and poor.
Look, the poor. Look, I was in a much
loyal.
I would be tempted, depending on the differences that it makes. Now, I did notice the differences between a PS4 and a PS4 Pro. Now, granted, I was in a much more financially stable position at the time of the PS4 Pro, so I had really no hesitation. I kind of got it, and then I ended up flipping my original one, so it was super easy.
I'll be real shitty if they come up with the PS5 Pro and be like, "Hey guys, we can finally get like fucking solid 60 frames."
Yeah,
now.
4K.
Like, no.
4K.
You should have been able to do this already with what's in the current box.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that'd be my next thing, right? So you are so anti the idea.
I wouldn't do it.
Is there anything? Is there anything that it would have to get you excited?
No.
Oh.
I don't think I would do it. I don't think there's anything that would sell me on it, unless my PS5 broke and I'd be like, "Hey,
yeah,
cool, I'll just get a new one." But no.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Look, I would admit,
for me.
the time I spent with the PS4 Pro, it still works now. It still runs great. Doesn't really shit too much. For me, I would have to either see a substantial like external design, because like, you know, the giant vagina that is the PS5.
I don't know, maybe if they had a bigger fucking hard drive in them to begin with.
Yeah, but that's all connected. Apparently, that's all connected, like to the speeds of the console. So like, if they were able to double it somehow and not like be stupid expensive, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that'd be the money would be the big hurdle for me right now. And as I said, like, although I did notice the difference between the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, especially when we're able to use it on a 4K television, I would certainly argue that it wasn't as needed at that time, especially as it launched. But by the end of the generation, though, holy shit, yeah, that was much needed, much needed. But I would, in that same breath, argue, like, do we need it? In that there are people still buying PS5s right now. Like, yeah, I think you have some one of the pieces here is in terms of how many consoles are currently sold, and it's, you know, PS5s are selling ridiculously. So what's the pressure? Like, yeah, we are seeing, like, I don't think we're seeing performance bottlenecks at the moment. I think what we're seeing is the result of COVID and that COVID hangover of that production time. I don't think we've maxed what the PS5 can do yet. And once again,
well, it claims on its box that it's capable of fucking 8K.
Yeah, we're instant 8K fucking bullshit.
So why can't we get 4K done yet?
I agree. Like, I love the idea of it because I like fucking tech, and I'm like, ooh, and I'm impulsive because of my ADHD. As you know, my ADHD.
Newest latest best.
Yeah, well, I want the pretty thing. but knowing full well that I cannot afford it or would be really near it. Let us know what you think in the chat, on the comments, whatever. Would you yourself pick up a PS5 Pro? Are you still waiting for a PS5 for some reason? I saw some guy with a digital one just walk out of JB today. I was like, oh, I can't. Even then, this is my brain. I was like, I can't afford fucking one. And I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind a second one. Why? I don't know. Because one's digital and one's physical. And all my games are digital. When was the last time I put a fucking disc in my console?
Yesterday. For me.
What'd you put in there?
Well, I own Call of Duty and I own Demon Souls on disc.
That's right. Cool. But speaking of like moving units, Max.
Yeah, that's what I was going to skip to this one. So as you alluded to in the previous story, 500 million. So already enjoying a particular lucrative financial quarter, Sony has crossed another sales milestone, becoming the first console manufacturer to sell 500 million home consoles. Because they have to put home consoles in, otherwise Nintendo shit all over them with their like 850 million handhelds sold.
Oh yeah.
So this obviously,
and as is publicly known, PS Vita didn't do that good.
Yeah, so this obviously excludes PSP and PS Vita. So the numbers are 102 million PlayStations, 155 PS2s, 87 PS3s, 117 PS4s, and currently 38 million PS5s.
Not
giving the grand total of just above 500 mil.
Woo. That is many, many consoles. And shout out to the PS2, the most cost-effective DVD player at the time, 155.
Yep.
Sucks to be the PS3 though.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what happens when you release a console that's $1,000.
Yeah. US, not even Australian.
Yeah.
No, it was a very bold
slap
strategy. It was. Speaking of slaps in the face, this next article was something that we both woke up to and went, well, I know I went, oh. What was your response?
My response was, I should probably play some of their games.
Yes. Dick.
I don't think I've played a single PixelOpus game.
PixelOpus.
Hang on. Read it properly.
PixelOpus. Writes Max.
Mate, I spent a good 3 seconds on that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, you did ponder on it. I could tell. There was a good, you did it, got it wrapped by 10, went for lunch.
Nailed it.
Concrete Genie's team, PixelOpus, which is the first-party developer which is a first-party developer within the PlayStation Studios, has put a tweet out this week saying that it's being closed down. The post reads, quote, "Dear friends, our PixelOpus adventure has come to an end. As we look to new futures, we wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to the millions of passionate players who have supported us, and our mission to make beautiful, imaginative games with heart. We are so grateful." End quote. In a statement to IGN, Sony confirmed PixelOpus will be shutting on the 2nd of June 2023. They say, quote, "PlayStation Studios regularly evaluates its portfolio and the status of studio projects to ensure they meet the organization's short and long-term strategic objectives. As part of our recent review process, it has been decided that PixelOpus will close on June 2nd." End quote. In June of 2021, PixelOpus had been hiring for a new PS5 game built in collaboration with Sony Pictures Animation on Unreal Engine 5. Now, Max, as you mentioned, you haven't yourself played any PixelOpus games, but the two that stood out were Entwined and Concrete Genie.
Concrete Genie.
Now, I fucking loved Concrete Genie. I thought it was cute. It was imaginative. It was creative. The game was absolute blast. I platinumed the living crap out of that game. I absolutely loved it, and it had sweet VR support. It was a really, really cool game. And what I loved about PixelOpus as a studio is they brought this independent feel in the games that they were making, because they are quite a small team comparatively as well. They brought this indie feel to a AAA platform or AAA studio structure, which kind of, as I mentioned, it added heart. There was just something to PixelOpus's releases that just had this feel to them. And I know, one of the most vocal on Twitter about its sort of saddening news, pardon me, was Sean Layden. So Sean Layden has been long on the record for his time at PlayStation for talking about how games are getting too expensive and his high support for independent games. So to have this happen is a bit of a bummer to him, and I think it shows a larger problem / concern. Like we've talked about what appears to be, PlayStation's focus on the AAA, the just milking IPs dry with like the 17 adaptions or versions of some fucking Horizon games coming out in the near future. It does break my heart a little bit because I was very excited to see what they did next. And as they mentioned, they were working with Sony's Pictures Animation, so that's the team that did the Ratchet and Clank game, movie. And it looked as if that they may have been doing something cool in the same vein as like Kena Bridge of Spirits, in that really like quality looking animation, but with a fun sort of simple little game. That was the assumption anyway. Now, as you mentioned, Max, you don't have a lot of investment in the studio, so it's a bit of a bummer, but you may not have a connection to it.
I think the biggest thing is here, it always sucks when people lose their jobs. Hopefully they're kind of just going to get sucked up by the rest of the PlayStation studios.
Yeah, I hope they get
redistributed. Hopefully it's not. Yeah, hopefully they get like redistributed and not just be like, see you later. But we don't know that yet. We don't know what's happening. It seems weird that they must be doing some work somewhere else as well for them to be like, we're going to shut you down in a month's time instead of just now.
Well, it's also, as someone that is currently going through redundancy, that's like a more than appropriate like window of time.
Yeah,
because you can't just immediately, like, there is a cool window.
For sure.
But I sort of lost my train of thought, and I'm trying to get it back to make it look like I'm pondering. I lost my train of thought. Fuck, it's gone. What are you talking about?
But yeah, at the end of the day, it always sucks when people lose their jobs. So
yes.
hopefully something good will come out of this. But yeah, it's always a shame.
Oh, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right. So like PlayStation, especially in this news of mergers and acquisitions, which are happening everywhere. Like PlayStation have previously like been known to sort of can some studios, not in like the EA way of like, like they're known for destroying like, Maxis and Pandemic and etc. Like PlayStation have had their fair share of cancellations. They closed Big back in the day, Evolution, but the most recent one I think was Gorilla Cambridge, and they were the ones that did. There was a Post Rigs, which is a VR game, one of the PSVR first games, and so it's obviously it's been good. 3, 6, 7-ish years since they've closed the studio. But it's interesting because we're looking in this world of mergers and as I said, everything coming together. It is interesting to have PlayStation be willing to do this when you look over it as at Microsoft, who's buying everything under the sun, even when they're releasing subpar games. Like, as you mentioned, Redfall before, running like absolute poo hole. Now, Arcane's never going to get shut down, but it's interesting from that concept. And then we look over, there was also announced this week that a bunch within the Embracer group of part of PlayOn.
It's in there.
Oh, it's in there? It's in the biddies?
Oh, it's in the biddies.
Oh, yeah. So as you mentioned in the biddies, PlayOn are kind of bringing together Deep Silver, Prime Matter, and Ravenscourt into a super group. So, like, there's clearly the intention, especially within the likes of PlayOn and the Embracer Group, to sort of consolidate a lot of the 1,000 studios that they have, sort of bring those IPs together, or at least IPs together into one place, or those teams together. Like, as you mentioned, I hope this is where they're going here.
I think that's slightly different. That would be like Activision coming out and being like, yeah, we're putting Sledgehammer, Raven, and the other guys together, and we're just calling them the fucking COD Squad now, and they're just doing it.
We're calling it it's Team Soap. Yeah, there you go. Done.
Team Soap. Yeah, they're just doing it now. There's just one big team.
Yeah.
Instead of having it rotate yearly.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, tri-yearly. Yeah, I was like, is that the right term? And I believe it is.
I don't think I don't know. It sounds wrong, but
yeah, it does. It sounds weird. But yeah,
that's every third year, not 3 times a year.
yeah. Triannually would be. Wait, would biannually be twice a year?
Or every other year.
Fuck, it's too late. It's too late on the Sunday to work that out. But yeah, it's a real bummer. You know, as I said, like previously, I'd never really given to. Like I was like, oh, that sucks. Someone lost their job. But as someone that is now being confronted with the idea of losing their job, I'm like, I really like. Oh man, that absolutely blows for them because it blows for me. So, you know, shout out to them. Hopefully, they are able to come together and get themselves something new because there is some good talent in there, and I hope that comes together.
Well, speaking of something new, here's what's on the horizon. Nailed it. Fresh off the release of Horizon Forbidden West's Burning Shores expansion, the future is looking bright for the Amsterdam-based Guerrilla Games. A spokesperson for the company has been selected to give the keynote at this year's Develop Brighton conference. In a talk entitled, quote, Guerrilla to New Horizons, quote, the company's leadership will discuss what the future holds for the team and the challenges that were overcome during the development of Forbidden West. Art lead Jean-Bart Van Beek will be making a presentation, as well as Angie Smets, the newly promoted to head of development strategy at PlayStation Studios.
That's pretty cool. Once again, reaffirming like PlayStation's high thoughts on Guerrilla as a team. As you mentioned, you know, we've got, as you mentioned, Angie Smets being promoted into global strategy for PlayStation Studios. You've got Herman Hulse running that shit, and being head of Worldwide Studios. You know, there's recent discussions like, oh, you know, there's going to be more Horizon. And like, yeah, we know. Like, no surprise, number 2 ends on a cliffhanger. I'm sure Burning Shores does the same. I haven't played anymore. I keep getting distracted by other things like Star Wars. And just doing anything else. Look, I'm easily distracted. So clearly there's a lot in there. Now, I think, especially on the back of Media Molecule, being like, well, Dreams was poo. Like, I'd much rather have Guerrilla be this, like, you know, flagship. Hey, look what this team can deliver compared to a Media Molecule. Because, you know, you've got the woman that ran it, whose name escapes me, who's like, she won a thing. But, like, my studio sucks asshole. So, like, it's nice to be like, hey, this studio is really cool. And it makes something amazing. Because you look over at Horizon Forbidden West as an example, and you look at the DLC and you go, holy shit, this runs absolutely amazing. This runs better than games that came out like 4 years ago. It looks better. It's absolutely amazing. Like when you look over at what the competitors are delivering, it just absolutely decimates them. Absolutely decimates them. Are you Googling the woman that I just fucking slandered?
Do you want me to?
Nah, I don't remember her name. Probably unimportant anyway. Yeah. Nah, it's not going to come to me. But yeah, look, what's your thoughts on this match? I believe it's a very, very fair and accurate position to have Guerrilla in.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for the most part, Horizon was a huge hit. Forbidden West, again, they struggle from when they released them. Unfortunately, they keep getting put up against these other massive fucking titles. Was it the OG Horizon was put up against bloody Zelda Breath of the Wild, I think, from memory?
Yep, correct.
This one had
Forbidden West had Elden Ring.
Had Elden, yeah. Oh,
at least the DLC didn't have anyone. So, like,
what? I mean, the DLC didn't have anyone, but they also didn't fucking advertise it that hard either. True. They're like, oh, by the way, it's here. Fuck, get it now.
That was like the best part. I think one of the things when they announced like hey, we're going to be releasing a Horizon 3. I remember seeing a meme that was like, oh man, at least we know when the next genre defining game is coming out, the generation defining game, because it'll come out whenever Horizon 3 is coming out.
This is all you.
Oh, is this me? This is the last one? And then we got some biddies. All right. Locked out. I don't know why I added the whip noise, but I think it was important. Whoosh. Microsoft's effort to acquire Call of Duty, whoosh. Publisher Activision Blizzard King, is already starting to look quite dire. As we mentioned last week, with the UK CMA being like, nah, cloud gaming. But as an appeals process is currently underway. If unsuccessful, however, Microsoft will apparently need to wait a full decade before it will be able to try again. Hence all those 10-year deals they were making, I imagine. On page 339, Max checked, under Article 11.29 of the final report, it reads, prohibition would be affected by accepting undertakings under Section 82 of the Act or making an order under Section 84 of the Act, prohibiting the merger and preventing the parties from attempting to merge for a further period. Our normal practice would be to prevent a future merger between the parties for the next 10 years, absent a change of circumstances. End quote. I have no idea the fuck that meant. But, yeah.
I'm pretty sure in layman's terms it means if it doesn't go through, they have to wait 10 years before they can do the deal again.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's like the whole $3 billion dues that Activision will get if it doesn't go through anyway. So Activision kind of win either way, really.
Yeah, Activision are in a win-win situation here.
Yeah.
They're either going to get free money or free money.
Now, did you... Hey! Yeah, did you check out Phil Spencer's interview with Kind of Funny Games this week?
I haven't yet. That's what I'm going to listen to at work tonight.
So some very interesting quotes came out of it. Now, it seemed everyone's like, oh man, Phil Spencer's so down to earth. I'm like, no, he's fucking full of shit. He's been full of shit this whole time. Jim Ryan's been full of shit this whole time. Because like as part of the...
I guarantee a PR team fucking wrote his...
Yeah. Because as part of the interview, they were like, oh man, we're never going to out-console PlayStation. We're number 3. It's so hard not being good. Even if we wanted to, we couldn't make games that good, so we have no choice but to buy everything. Like... It's the most fucking whiny bullshit ever. Everyone's like, oh man, he's so down to earth and open. He just does it for the players, you know what I'm saying? Like he just gets it. Like, he's full of shit. Phil Spencer has been full of shit and will continue to be full of shit. Now, once again, this isn't some sort of console fucking preference thing. Jim Ryan, also full of shit. You ask him, you've been playing games? He's like, yes, I'm playing whatever the latest release is. And I really love all its features. You know what I mean? It's just like... He's fucking full of shit too. Even down to the whole all his arguments about this deal, also full of shit. Everyone's a fucking liar. But having the masses go, oh, he's just so no, absolutely not. Gross. But anyway, it's pretty funny. Having to wait 10 years is which look, by then fucking the Royal Saudi Fund or 10 cents something would have already bought Activision, so
or Activision set fire to itself and yeah, cool.
That's true.
All right, quick biddies. Fortnite is now an Olympic esport.
What?
Fortnite is now an Olympic esport.
No, I heard what you said. I just questioned its validity. How? Do they hang on? Is there different very similar to there being the long jump and the high jump? It's all jumping. Triple jump. Is there Fortnite with building? Fortnite with no building? Fortnite with The Witcher?
Look. I didn't read too far into it. It was just Fortnite is now an Olympic esport. Okay, it's as far as
is there other Olympic esports?
Yeah, I think NBA is one of them.
What?
Let me double check.
I'm gonna be old man here.
I'm just gonna.
Why would you do that when you can just play fucking NBA at the Olympics? You can't do Fortnite at the Olympics. No one can build a 10-story fucking apartment building to hide in.
I'm pulling it up now. I'll check.
All right, give me some facts.
Okay.
Max.
Fortnite competitors will go for the Olympic gold medal on Saturday, the 24th of June, 2023, with other titles like Gran Turismo 7, NBA 2K23, and 11 table tennis. So you can play fucking table tennis at the Olympics. It's a real
You can
Olympic
play
sport.
literal table tennis at the Olympics. You can do literal basketball at the Olympics. Okay, Gran Turismo 7. Okay, well, there's not much car racing in the Olympics. But there's a movie about it. That is so damn... what? What?
Diablo 4
There are
live
way
service.
too many... What? There are way too many variables in that game that are out of your control. When it comes to running, could you just run better? But like, unless they like can control the drop rates of weapons and shit.
Diablo 4 live service details to be announced next week before the Server Slam event.
Oh, is Diablo 4 going to be a fucking Olympic esport too? Because fucking why not, right? Dungeon crawl and the Olympic gold medal.
Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered on PlayStation 5 is now a standalone purchase.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had to buy it in the Bonduroo, eh?
Nah, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics is now an Olympic esport. Yeah, Puck does make a good point. It's
Mario
it's
vs Sonic
from the
Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics is now a Summer Olympics esport. There you go, done. Was that? It's also separate from the summer ends or winter games.
It doesn't happen it doesn't coincide.
Well, clearly it's in fucking June. It's in like a month from now. Obviously, it means so much. That's a month from now. Not every 4 years or whatever.
Housemarque has.
What's the deal with Spider-Man?
Spider-Man Remastered on PlayStation 5 is now a standalone purchase.
Yeah, but can't you buy it? Why couldn't you buy it before?
Wasn't it a part of a deal?
Oh, yeah, you had to buy Miles Morales for PS5. Yeah, that's right.
No. Housemarque has beefed up its workforce for its next PlayStation 5 project.
Exciting, because Returnal was cool until it wasn't when I was bad at it.
Fall Guys Level Editor is finally launching on the 10th of May.
I keep forgetting that game exists.
As we alluded to before, PlayOn is fusing Deep Silver, Prime Matter, Ravenscourt into a supergroup.
Woo!
And I didn't put it in, but I'll add it now because I thought it was kind of funny. A PlayStation 5 controller is now being used to conceive children.
Well, that's weird because games normally make you have less sex. Because if there's a woman nearby and you're like, I play games, they're going to be like, ooh, and they're going to walk away.
Basically, a sperm injecting robot, in quotes, has successfully.
That was my nickname in high school. Ha!
has successfully fertilized a human egg with the operator using a PlayStation 5 controller to steer a small mechanized needle during the IVF procedure.
Do you reckon it has adaptive triggers? Like as you approach the egg, you get a different rumble, bit of tension in the trigger.
Some haptic feedback.
There's it feels like vulva in here.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. Wow, like I can really feel the uterus wall in the controller. It's amazing. Man, it's like the uterus is like when the controller feels like you're walking through mud, but the fallopian tubes feel like you're just gliding through water.
Reverend Park, it blinks blue when you've achieved pregnancy.
Alright. All my bullshit was like instantly
Puck
surpassed in one moment.
Puck
Well done, Puck. You win.
Well done, Puck.
Yeah, and then a little trophy pops up like bing. Babies. All right, here's the upcoming time. Because you look, if you for any reason you can't like play sex with a PS5 controller, and you may just have to play real games. Well, not that's actually a real game. You get my point. Fucking games. They're coming out this week. Garden Simulator coming to PS4, PS5, May 10th. Hey, is that like an expansion to like House Flipper or whatever? Nope, because it would be called Garden Flipper. That makes sense, Ryan. You dickhead. Next, Future Melodies of Steel 2, PS4/5, May 11th. Marvel's Midnight Suns is finally coming to PS4, May 11th. Another Fisherman's Tale coming to PS5. It's a VR game. It looks fucking sick. May 11th. Walkabout Mini Golf, PS5, May 11th.
That looks sick. It's a PSVR game also.
Yeah, it looked pretty nice. And YS Wiz 4. Wiz. Yep. Wiz 4. Monstrum
That's 9.
Nox.
X is 10, motherfucker.
What'd I say?
4.
Yeah, it's true. It isn't technically 9.
10.
Look, Wiz 9. I didn't play the first fucking 8, alright? Wise 9. Monstrum Nox. PS5, May 12th, just in the UK and the EU. Yay!
Which I think is us.
That's us.
I
don't give a fuck. What the hell is that damn game?
It releases like tomorrow in the US.
Woohoo! Oh, it's like okay.
MGB asks, is the full version of Humanity coming out very soon too? It's the 16th, I believe.
Yeah, same. It's one of the Tuesday drops for PS Plus.
Yeah. It's not this coming Tuesday. It's not like tomorrow at time of recording. It's the following week.
The hang on, the stream will make a ding in just a second. Or it won't. That's fine. No, it didn't. Craig, the Mullet Show in the chat, has resubscribed at a tier 1 for the 62nd month in a row. That's cash monies. Go, speaking of trophies, guess who's pregnant? No. Guess who got 7 out of 7 in Mad Dog's wrestling tipping today? Well, it wasn't me. I got 5. He got 7. The butt. Anyways, Max, let's wrap this show up so we too can go get our controllers.
Go play DMZ.
Very nice.
Oh, there's the noise.
Double noise.
We can get our controllers pregnant. Let's make it happen.
All right. This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, come check out our socials: Facebook, Discord, Instagram, Twitter. All of those links can be found in the description
If
below.
you want to join the conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/popculture to make my shows record this show live. We can jump in the chat and you can become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation Pod. If you are listening on podcast service, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you watch us on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. If you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopculturist, as well as our merchandise store, popculturist.com/shop, where you can buy shirts, other assorted shit without logos on it. But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson,
Max Cooper.
and that was for the players.
Also, don't forget, I will not be here next weekend.
I'm totally going to forget.
And rumor has it you have a guest speaker lined up.
Yeah, it's probably Padge.
And he's probably just going to talk shit about how he managed to finish like Octopath Traveler 2 before me, despite me starting it before him, and all this other bullshit. Just don't believe a word he says. Full of lies. No. There's a reason why he's just the longest running guest host.
You say that like we haven't tried to poach him to do this like a 3-man show for literal years.
Look, we love him, but he talks a lot of shit about me. Just ignore it.
It's true. I do feel very fondly for Paul. That is very
fake news.
But yeah, look, if Padge doesn't show up, it'll just be me. I'll just solo this bitch, and that'll be fucking fun. I think that'd be a laugh.
I'll be hopefully too busy moving house.
Yeah,
hopefully.
That'd be a laugh. Yeah, look, it'll be just me
setting up that sweet gigabit internet.
It's me in that chat talking a whole bunch of garbage, being like, "Hey, chat, how you going? You want to get impregnated by a PS5 controller?" But anyways, until next week, that's right. Get yourselves ready.
Maybe skip a week, guys. Might be safer.
Yeah, you'll be skipping a week because you'll be pregnant. I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And that was for the players. Why am I allowed to talk?
I don't know. It's one of the habits. It's one of the benefits of having a platform
That I created just so I could talk trash.